For me to actually go to the Bible and quote it. Because by misquoting I can end up right, I can end up not iPad, come on.
Wake up,
yeah. So to be 20.
What are you looking for? The Lord
no.
The Lord is one.
Yeah. Hold on.
6, verse
Chapter
4.
6. So, is that in Deuteronomy? You're talking about Deuteronomy.
Excellent.
Okay, right. Okay, yes, you're right. So maybe it's Deuteronomy. Okay, fine. Oh yes. I think you are right. So sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. So Exodus chapter 6. So hold on. Where? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, no, so it's not there. It's chapter 6.
Yeah.
Where is it? Chapter 6. You said chapter 6. You said Exodus.
Exodus. This is Exodus.
Yeah, Exodus. So it's chapter 20. Yeah, I think it's 20. Yeah, it's 20. So
what does it say?
Yeah. Okay. I'm the Lord.
20 verse 4 is about the jealous God.
Okay, so
definitely Deuteronomy 6:4.
So you're talking about Deuteronomy. Okay, fine. Because you said Exodus.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. I said you meant Deuteronomy. Okay.
Check it there. Is it there?
Yes. Okay. So it's Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
So hear, O Israel, the Lord. Although it's Yahweh. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our God. Yahweh is one.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yahweh is one. Yeah, absolutely. There is. It's not like any of the other.
Yeah. Brother Faith. How do you know it says Yahweh there?
How do I know?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. This is the New International Version of the translation of the scriptures. Okay, now, this translation was done by more than 100 scholars, professors in Semitic languages, Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic, and so on and so forth. Over 100 of them experts in their field. Professors in Cambridge, in Harvard, from different parts of the world. And when from the Hebrew, when you have the tetragrammaton, thank you very much. Right, yeah. So where you have that, because it's historic.
Yeah, no
worries. They've maintained the Jewish tradition of not actually using the
pronouncing
name. Yeah. So they've replaced it by, and they've made it clear from in the beginning. So they replaced it by the Lord in capital letters.
Yeah.
So that's how I know. And you knew that anyway.
No, I know. I am aware of it.
I knew you were aware.
I'm aware of it. Yeah. But this is what is concerning me, because in the traditional one,
we keep moving. That's right.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
In the traditional one, the verse itself in the Hebrew says, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 6:4. So it says Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Israel, hear, O Israel, Adonai, our Lord, Eloheinu, our God.
Let me ask you.
I'm just going according to what.
No, let me just repeat. I don't doubt that you're a well-learned man. I don't doubt
you are entitled to that opinion. I'm not claiming.
I don't doubt that. But just remember what I said in the beginning.
That to the wrong person, right?
Just remember what I said in the beginning. The people who translated from the Hebrew, from the Aramaic, right? Okay. Now, they are experts of these languages. Some of them with multiple PhDs. Okay, professors in Harvard, in Cambridge, and many places.
Absolutely.
Now, they have translated from the original scriptures. Original scriptures, they've translated and made it clear that this is Yahweh. So if you contradict them, if you're trying to contradict them, then
sorry, Faith, I'm not contradicting. I'm just saying what I had read. So, for example, I don't mind. If
you said Adonai, then
no, it actually says Shema Israel, Adonai Elohenu, Adonai. With
no Yahweh there. Is that what you
know? There's no Yahweh.
Oh, okay, fine. Then
it's a difference of opinion.
Yeah, okay. You against 100 scholars, like I said, that translated the scriptures, the experts in their field, who had thousands of manuscripts. Okay, so I think I'll go with them.
I don't mind. We'll go with them. Okay. But what does Yahweh stand for?
What does it stand for? What do you? Okay, so when God reveals His name, I need to know what it stands for.
You see,
what do you mean by what it stands for?
You see, the verse that we are referring to, because we are trying to establish whether the Islamic concept of the Creator matches with the way the Bible is looking at it.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, that's what I'm just checking.
So I don't think it does.
Right, excellent. Yeah, because I want to know that if, for example, in Deuteronomy and Exodus 25, where you went, the book of Exodus, where it says, your God is a jealous God, He shall have no other gods before Him. Yeah, that's what Exodus 25 says. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Now, question is, if we are suggesting that Jesus Christ was either God incarnate, then Exodus 25 actually says you must not even have any kind of association about the Creator with anything that is created. That would include human beings. So how then are you able to say that in the New Testament God incarnated Himself as a human being? From what I understood, I may be wrong, He incarnated Himself as a human being, contrary to what God had already said in Exodus 25. Okay,
so I would say, with due respect,
don't move away, otherwise the camera.
I would say, with due respect, your understanding of Exodus and Deuteronomy is faulty.
Please correct me.
Yeah. So it's faulty. So when the scripture says that you should not have you should not associate any other gods to Yahweh, absolutely, including Allah of the Quran, absolutely, you should not associate any other deity. Now, if you're now referring to Jesus Christ, Yahweh, a decision was made within Yahweh. A decision was made within Yahweh.
What do you mean within Yahweh?
Yahweh, you see, when I say, right, okay, I can't, as a human being, and if I need no human being can understand the decision that God, using the English word, that God comes to. We can't understand.
So how did you know
hold on a second.
Sorry. How do you know that a decision has been undertaken?
How do I know a decision has been taken? Because of the act. So, for example, I can say that a decision was taken within Yahweh to appoint Moses as a prophet. And the reason why I can say that is because Moses was appointed by a prophet and is a prophet of Yahweh. So I can say a decision was made.
That's after the evidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the evidence that God decided about coming down?
Right, hold on. Okay, what is the evidence that Yahweh decided to in any way come to earth? There are multiple. So we start from Genesis. We read in Genesis that Yahweh interacted with Adam and Eve. We read in Exodus, in fact, the commissioning of Moses. We read very clearly that Moses was there, and then suddenly he saw this bush, and he went burning bush, or a bush that's not burning, went there, and then as he approached, he was warned, do not come any closer, because the place where you're standing is holy ground. And Yahweh made Himself known to Moses there. So no problem. That's how we know that there are many incidents in which Yahweh had been on earth. Now, when we say Yahweh has been on earth, we're not talking about the totality of his being, which is beyond our comprehension.
Okay.
All we know is that, as we agreed earlier on, the initiative has to come from him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have no problem with that. I'm still, which seems not to have been answered, is how can God incarnate himself as a man?
Easy.
How?
He makes a decision and does it.
Right. Okay.
Because he's omnipotent.
Right. Okay. So we are in a position to be able to logically assume that if the Creator intended to come down as any other of his created entities, he can do so.
Well, all I can say is this: I can only go by what has happened and what he has demonstrated. Yeah. So, I mean, some of these speculative things.
Well, actually, respectfully, Faith, it's not speculative. You know why? I will tell you. You see, from a perspective of belief, we hold a position. Yeah. Our Hindu friends, okay, also have a belief, and their belief is comfortable with the idea that the Creator can incarnate himself with any of the created creatures, including a cow.
Right. Okay.
Are we agreed that if we take the principle that you are applying, then God can even come down as a cow?
Right. Okay. So the thing is this: I wouldn't say that, because there's no evidence to show that he's done such a thing. Now, I know, however, that if he wants to speak or manifest anything through a cow, he can, just as he can with fire. I mean, after all, he chose fire.
Yeah.
He chose. Oh, I need to put my
sunglasses.
But
have you got them?
Yeah, I've got it.
Put them on.
So,
I'll hold this for you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
No problem.
Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Which one?
They'll be hiding somewhere there.
Yeah.
Then
I've got too many pockets.
hiding?
I've got too many pockets. It's not in this one. So these people are going to have to edit the video.
Oh, don't worry about it. They have no choice. Hopefully they are glasses.
I hope it's this one.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Mr. Bond.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I think I finished my point. I can't even remember.
No, don't worry. We are just talking about the evidence of how the Creator, if he wanted to, can come down as a cow.
Yes. Well, no, if he wants to. Right. Okay. So, there are 2 points here.
Sure.
There's one whereby he can manifest something or cause something to be manifested. Not here, please, because we're talking here. Okay. So, there are 2 things.
Yeah.
So when we talk about Jesus Christ, it was a choice to reveal himself, not as in the form of a human being, but still retaining some divine attributes. Now, but if it were a cow, then it can cause a cow to speak, and
but Brother Faith, that's not the issue. The issue is that can he incarnate himself as a cow?
As a cow. Now, why would he want to do that? I'll tell you what.
Sure.
I'll allow you. Because the reason why he incarnated as Christ Jesus starts from the Genesis, like I said.
Okay.
So there are so many prophecies and things related to that.
I can see what the point you're making. However, the issue is the principle. If the principle is accepted the way you are suggesting, that the Creator can incarnate himself, then the principle applied, you are agreeing that the Creator can, in principle, incarnate himself as a cow.
Why? Why would he want to do that?
That's the second question. The first one is the principle.
Right.
Are we agreed that if we can say that God can incarnate himself as a man, then applying the same principle, the Creator can incarnate himself as a cow?
But that doesn't make sense to me as a Christian.
We will go to that next question, but are we in principle
No,
agreed?
I'm not agreeing with you.
Why not?
I'm not agreeing with you because the reason why Yahweh chose to incarnate as Jesus Christ, as goes all the way back to Genesis, through our scriptures, all the way to the time that Jesus Christ was. So the point is that, and it's all to do with the redemption of human beings.
Right.
So now incarnating as a cow or anything, why would that be something that, even as a Christian, I'll even contemplate? I will not contemplate. It doesn't make sense.
I can see that. But now, if we take it to the next step, I will say to you this: that a cow, the Creator came down, incarnate as a cow. Okay? From that particular belief system, it was so that the cow could be sacrificed to atone for the sins of man. Are you okay with that?
Am I personally okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, right, now. Okay, this is where I think some explanation is needed.
Please.
Is needed to give to Muslims. Okay, so at the time of the Exodus, God was allowing the Israelites, to use goats, cows, and all kinds of things as a sort of atonement for their sins. Yeah, I'm not being specific. I'm being very general because I would need to look at the specific. Okay, but it's there in our scriptures. We understand. The Jews understand it. So there was a tabernacle, and within that tabernacle, or within the courtyard, sacrifices were allowed. Animals were used, and I think once a year, even the high priest would. I'm not remembering the details, but essentially would place his hand on an animal, I think a goat or so, and pray for the sin of everybody. So that's how the sin was atoned for. Until, this is important because I know, this is really important. I need to right. Until the time of Jesus Christ. Let me just say something that I think a lot of Muslims need to be aware of. The Jews were using animals to atone for their sins. But God made it impossible after Jesus Christ. He made it impossible, and this is how we know it is God. Because the temple was destroyed. Jesus said, within one generation, this temple you're looking at will be destroyed. And within 40 years of the ascension of Jesus Christ, the Jerusalem temple was destroyed. So that it was impossible for Jews to atone for their sins using animals again, because the perfect sacrifice, and that's Jesus Christ himself, the perfect sacrifice was made.
Right. Okay. Brother Faith, you are entitled to the belief you have, but I just want you to consider the evidence here. I said to you that God came incarnate as a cow so that the cow could be sacrificed for the ransom or for the sins of the people, according to the belief, okay? Now you said that, look, according to your understanding, the Jews used to sacrifice animals. Yeah?
Do you doubt that understanding? Do you doubt
No. I'm going with you.
No, are you doubting it in terms of
No, I'm not.
In terms of accuracy, in terms of 100% accuracy?
According to the information, it is there. Yeah, it is there. That's what they used to do. But the question you seem to perhaps have missed is this: were they commanded by God to do those sacrifices?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now this was after the alleged original sin. Yes.
Okay, fine, alleged. Okay, continue.
No, I'm saying it from my perspective.
Okay, fine. Okay.
If we go from the Christian perspective, from the original sin,
continue,
from the original sin, did God institute the forgiveness of sins by the sacrifice of animals?
Right. Okay. So now, what I'm going to say is this: is that very soon I need to start asking you questions.
Yeah, no problem.
And then we'll probably just draw a line on. Okay. So, I missed it. Please, sorry.
No problem. I asked you about the institution of animal sacrifices after the original sin issue. Okay. Did God institute it?
Okay. Right. Okay. So now, before the Exodus, people all over the world were sacrificing animals for all sorts of reasons. Because let's remember that there were multiplicity of deities that people were worshipping. Yeah.
False ones.
False ones. So and we see this in the Torah. Commanded the Israelites while they were in the desert, the tabernacle, and then later on when they had the temple, commanded them, gave them a number of laws, and many of those laws included animal sacrifice for various things, various reasons, various seasons, various festivals, and one of the important ones was that yearly the high priest would place his hand on an animal. The precise details I can't remember. Yeah, okay. The scapegoat is part of it, and his fate be sent into the wilderness
until one came back.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, all right, fine. I mean, I don't want to say unless I'm looking at the scriptures for myself. Yeah. So it wasn't new. Animal sacrifice wasn't new, but God commanded the Israelites. And we see this in the Torah,
Brother, we agree that there was. But my question was, did God institute the sacrifice of animals for the atonement of sins after original sin?
Yeah, absolutely. For the Israelites,
okay.
Yeah. For the
Israelites. Now, can you please explain why, and I'm just trying to work it out logically.
Okay.
Why, if the Creator had already instituted a method by which forgiveness of sins was available, you are then saying something in the interim happened which forced the Creator to come down himself and die.
Wow. How can you use that word, which forced? What kind of creator do you worship?
Okay.
Yeah, the creator. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm taken aback by that word. Something forced the creator. Well, I'm sorry. Nothing can force this creator. So I don't understand. I don't even understand your question.
Okay.
How can something force the creator? Yeah, please elaborate.
Okay. The sin that Adam had committed, did it require a perfect sacrifice?
Right, okay, the sin that Adam and Eve committed, God dealt with it there and then. Okay, so no, hold on. So God dealt with it there and then. And right, okay, this will be the last question.
No, please, I'm trying to understand.
No, because we've been covered so many things. I now want to start questioning you about your religion. But this will be the last question.
No problem, but brother, you will see that I have allowed you. Okay, let me just finish. I have allowed you to go wherever you wanted, because you see, what was our original premise we started with?
Right. Okay. So you and I agreed, and we understood that the Creator will have to take the initiative in terms of his revelation to human beings.
What were we trying to establish?
Answer that. Please make your point. Stop questioning me.
Honestly,
I'm getting tired of asking questions. Make your point.
I said to you, brother, what was the premise we started the conversation on?
Make your point. Tell me.
No, what was it?
No, you stop questioning me.
I will tell you. I will tell you, brother.
I'm tired of
questioning. I said to you, look, we need to establish first the issue of what the Creator is. I said, chapter 112 of the Quran says the Creator is one, eternal, absolute, begets no more, is begotten, none like unto him. I then asked you, what is the position